If you just picked up a 2023 to 2025 Honda CR-V Sport L or an EXL, or you've had one for a while and feel like you're still not using it to its full potential, this video will save you a ton of time. I've put together 26 genuinely useful tips and tricks that apply specifically to these trims, from everyday convenience shortcuts to smart features hidden deep in the menus most owners never open. So buckle up and get comfortable. This is easily one of the most practical and complete guides you'll find for the EXL and Sport L. Let's dive in. There are few things more annoying than opening your CR-V on a freezing morning or after it's been baking in the sun all day. That's where Remote Start quietly changes the routine. Lock the doors, then press and hold the round arrow button on the key fob. In a couple of seconds, the lights blink and the engine comes to life. The car automatically decides whether to push heat or AC, depending on the weather. And on cold days, the heated seats and the windows and side mirror defrosters kick in automatically, without you touching anything. It runs for 10 minutes and shuts itself off. Want more time? Just repeat the same steps for another 10-minute round. When you finally get in, hit the brake and press start. Until then, the screens stay dark and the shifter won't move. Try forcing it and the engine cuts off. One thing to remember, if a door or the tailgate is open, or even if one key fob is left inside, the CR-V won't lock or start remotely. And if you change your mind, just press and hold the circular arrow button again until the lights flash and the engine shuts off. This is one of those features that sounds harmless, but it's worth deciding early if you want it on at all, because one careless button press can leave your car wide open in the rain. Imagine a summer day, your CR-V baking in the parking lot. Instead of starting the engine, just tap unlock once, then press and hold it again. All four windows drop at the same time, flushing out that trapped heat in seconds. If that makes you nervous, or you simply don't trust yourself, you can turn it off. Go to Vehicle Settings, then open Door and Window Setup on the second page. Scroll down to Remote Window Control and switch it off. Say goodbye to fumbling for keys with the CR-V's Smart Entry system. By default, grabbing the front passenger's door handle unlocks all doors when the key fob is nearby, while the driver's door handle unlocks just that door. Want to unlock all doors automatically when using the driver's side? It's easy to customize. Go to Vehicle Settings on your touchscreen, then select Keyless Access Setup, Door Unlock Mode, and choose All Doors. Now everyone can get in seamlessly. In winter, your wipers can freeze right onto the windshield, which is a great way to ruin the blades and smear ice all over the glass. After shutting your CR-V down for the night, pull the wiper stalk up and hold it for about 3 seconds. The wipers will slide into their service position so you can lift them safely and keep them from freezing in place. This trick is also handy if you're replacing the wiper blades. If you've just picked up a CR-V or you've been driving one for a while, there's one upgrade I genuinely recommend: Lasfit all-weather floor liners. Most people know Lasfit for lighting, but their liners deserve just as much attention. They're laser measured to match the exact shape of the CR-V's interior, so they don't slide around, curl at the edges, or leave awkward gaps. You drop them in and they look like they belong there. The material is flexible TPE, no rubber smell, no stiff plastic feel, and no questionable chemicals. It's comfortable underfoot, but tough enough to handle snow, sand, mud, or spilled coffee. The tall edges and molded channels catch everything before it ever reaches your carpet. Cleaning them is easy too. Pull them out, rinse them off, and you're done. Compared to the OEM mats, Lasfit covers the footrest and pedals area, which the factory mats simply don't, and it costs significantly less, around $175 for the full set versus roughly $340 for Honda's OEM mats. The Lasfit set includes 2 front mats, 1 large rear mat, a cargo tray, and my Honda Insider discount. Want to give your right foot a break on long drives? Every CR-V comes with both standard and adaptive cruise control, so you can choose what fits the road. For standard cruise control, press the cruise button on the steering wheel. When the icon turns white on the dash, it's ready. Get up to your speed, then press Set. The icon turns green and the CR-V holds that pace. Use the toggle switch to fine-tune it. Tap up or down for 1 mph changes. Press and hold for 5 mph jumps. Just be careful, because the CR-V can reach well over the speed limit faster than you expect. You can pause cruise anytime with the brake or the cancel button. When you're ready to use it again, just press cruise, then tap the switch up to resume, and you're right back to your previous speed. If you press the cruise button again, it turns the system off completely, and it won't remember your previous setting. For an adaptive cruise control, press and hold the distance button, the one with the stacked bars, until you hear a beep. Then tap it to select your following distance. Each bar is roughly 1 car length. Now get up to speed, pick your gap, and press Set. Already driving with adaptive cruise on and want to change the gap? Just tap the distance button until the cluster shows the spacing you want. No need to cancel or reset anything. When the system locks onto a vehicle ahead, you'll see a small car icon appear in front of the stacked distance bars on the display. Now, when traffic slows down, your CRV slows with it, all the way to a complete stop if needed. Once traffic starts moving again, the CRV will gently pull away on its own and return to your previously set speed without you touching the gas. It can feel a little strange the first time, but you get used to it quickly. One thing to note, if the car ahead suddenly takes off, like it's late for something, your CRV won't chase it. It sticks to the speed you set earlier. If you've learned something new so far, make sure to hit like and subscribe below. It really helps the channel grow, lets more people see these videos, and helps me keep making more content like this. On the EXL and Sport L trims, the CRV comes with a driving position memory system, and once you set it up, it quietly does the work for you. With the car on, adjust your seat exactly how you like it. Press Set, then press 1 or 2 within 5 seconds. You'll hear a beep. That's your confirmation. The number printed on the back of each key fob matches the memory position it's linked to. You can set your position even while the CRV is moving, but for safety, you can't recall a saved position unless the vehicle is stopped. Now here's the magic part. Walk up, grab the door handle with your key fob in your pocket, open the door, and the seat moves itself into your saved position. It's not instant, so give it a second. If it doesn't move, or you're using the wrong fob, just tap the matching memory button on the door to override it. When you shut the CRV off and open the driver's door, the seat slides back to make getting out easier. Even settings like how the doors unlock are tied to each key fob. So if one driver prefers only the driver door to unlock and the other wants all doors, the CRV remembers that too. The only thing missing? Memory-linked side mirrors. If Honda ever adds those, this setup would be just about perfect. Because your CRV has a power tailgate, you also get a customizable opening height, perfect for low garages or tight spaces. Just open the tailgate to the height you want, then press and hold the close button until you hear a couple of beeps. From now on, it will stop at that exact height every time. If you use a smartphone connection, here's a nice bonus. Apple Maps, Waze, and Google Maps directions show right in your instrument panel once you set a destination. This works with both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. First, set your destination in the app. Then, press the home button on the steering wheel to bring up the full menu. Scroll to the navigation page using the steering wheel roller and press the roller in to select it. Now, the directions appear on your dash all the time, even while you're on the radio page on the main screen. Even if you're not on the navigation page, the instrument panel will still show directions whenever it's time for a maneuver. And if a destination hasn't been set yet, that navigation tab simply shows a compass while you're driving. Family drives in the CRV just got a whole lot calmer thanks to audio zones. This feature lets you decide exactly where the sound plays inside the cabin. On long trips, I keep navigation and an audiobook up front, while the back stays quiet. No competing playlists, no noise when passengers are trying to relax. When everyone's ready for music again, one tap puts audio back in all zones. Simple and stress-saving. Bonus tip, go to General Settings, System, scroll down to System Volume, and fine-tune system sounds, navigation guidance, and call volume. Crystal clear when you want it, completely silent when you don't. Your CRV's infotainment system is way smarter than most people realize, especially if you use SiriusXM. You can actually rewind any station up to 1 full hour and even pause live radio. So if you miss a song or a funny moment, just scroll back and replay it like a DVR. You can control it all with your voice too. Tap the talk button on the steering wheel and say something like, "Tune to channel 80s."
Tune into 80s on 8.
And it jumps there instantly. Press and hold that same button and your phone takes over, so Siri or your smartphone assistant responds right away. Setting presets is just as easy. Find a station you like, tap the preset spot you want, hold your finger on it, and that's it. There's no delete button though. So to remove a station, you simply replace it with a new favorite. And if you follow US sports teams, head to SiriusXM settings, sports notification setup, choose your league and team, then enable game notifications and sports flash game notifications, so your CRV keeps you updated every time your team is playing. Just hanging out in your CRV and don't need the engine running? No problem. Accessory mode has you covered. Simply press the engine start-stop button twice without touching the brake to power up the screens, play your music, and keep the charging ports active. Your CRV hides a surprising amount of everyday adjustability. You can raise or lower the front seatbelt anchors on the door pillar to match your height. The steering wheel is also fully adjustable. Just reach under the steering column and pull the release lever. The wheel will then move up, down, in, or out, so you can dial in the perfect driving position. In the back, the rear seatbacks don't just sit upright. They recline in about 8 to 10 positions for a more relaxed ride on longer trips. And with one quick pull, they fold flat to open up the cargo area. The cargo floor itself is adjustable too. Keep it in the higher position for a flat load surface with hidden storage underneath. Or drop it down to gain extra vertical space for taller items. Refueling is just as thoughtful. Every CRV includes a special funnel tucked in the trunk for short neck gas cans, and the capless system means there's nothing to unscrew. Just unlock the car, press the fuel door to pop it open, insert the nozzle or funnel, and you're done. Lock the CRV again and the fuel door locks too, helping prevent anyone from siphoning your gas. Up front, both sun visors don't just flip down. They swing to the side windows and even slide out to block low-angle glare. On EXL trims, the center armrest even hides a removable 2-position tray. Pull it out when you need extra storage, or slide it under the lid to get it out of the way. Why the Sport L doesn't get this little tray is honestly anybody's guess. Finally, when you're squeezing into a tight parking space, the CRV keeps mirror folding old school and simple. Just push them in by hand, and you can actually move them in 2 different positions. Drop the CRV into reverse, and the backup camera pops up automatically on the main screen. Tap the on-screen button to flip between wide, normal, or top-down views. Perfect for everything from tight parking jobs to a quick driveway exit. On top of that, rear cross-traffic monitor teams up with your blind spot lights and rear sensors to warn you about cars sneaking up from either side while you're backing out. It's always watching in the background, but if you ever want it off, one quick tap on the screen does the trick. The CRV's electronic parking brake is refreshingly simple. Pull up the switch next to the shifter, it's on. To release it manually, keep your foot on the brake and press the switch down. Same concept as a traditional handbrake, just without the arm workout. But honestly, most of the time, you won't even think about it. Buckle up, shift into drive or reverse, touch the gas, and the CRV releases the parking brake automatically. Now, here's the hidden upgrade most owners never enable. You can make the CRV automatically apply the parking brake every single time you turn the engine off. Here's how to turn it on. Start the CRV. Without pressing the brake pedal, pull up and release the parking brake switch once. You'll see the brake indicator illuminate. Now, pull the switch up and hold it until you hear multiple beeps. Immediately pull it up again and hold until you hear exactly 2 more beeps. That's it. From now on, every time you turn your CRV off, the parking brake sets itself automatically. And if you ever want to turn this feature off, just repeat the same steps. At the end, instead of 2 short beeps, you'll hear 1 long beep. That's your confirmation that the auto apply function is disabled. Stuck in stop-and-go traffic? This is where brake hold quietly becomes your best friend, and it's standard on every CRV. Buckle up, tap the brake hold button once, and you're done. Come to a complete stop, lift your foot off the brake, and the CRV just stays put. No creeping forward, no foot fatigue, and your brake lights stay on so drivers behind you know you're fully stopped. And here's the part most people miss. You don't need to keep pressing the button. Every time you stop again, simply lift your foot and brake hold engages automatically, with the green hold light on the dash confirming it's active. It even remembers the setting the next time you start the vehicle. And if you end up stopped for too long, roughly 10 minutes, or unbuckle your seatbelt, the CRV automatically switches over to the parking brake for added safety. Your touchscreen offers plenty of customization to make it feel more personal. Start by tapping All Apps to see everything available. Want to hide an app? Just uncheck it. To rearrange things, press and hold an icon, then drag it wherever you want, even onto a new page. If you want an app off the screen for now, simply slide it to the top to hide it. And here's a bonus tip most owners miss. Press and hold any app in the bottom shortcut bar to change their order. And if you'd like to have another app in that menu, simply press and hold that app on the main screen and drag it down to the bottom bar for quick, one-touch access. Simple, fast, and an easy way to keep your most used features right where you want them. And here's a bonus trick if you don't want to stare at app icons all day. You can set your own photo as the main theme. Open the Clock app, go to Settings, then Clock Faces. Then pick a Honda image or load your own from a USB stick. Plug it into the port below the screen, select your photo, and your dash gets a whole new look. One thing to keep in mind on the 2023 to 2025 CRV is that Honda doesn't let you choose a primary phone. That means the system can sometimes automatically connect to a passenger's phone instead of the driver's. And yes, it happens. Here's how to quickly switch between multiple phones. Go to Settings on the center screen, then open Smartphone Connection, Apple CarPlay in my case. Tap the phone you want to connect and hit the green Connect button. Simple, but something Honda really should have made easier. The CRV lets you decide exactly when the doors lock and unlock, so it fits your routine instead of forcing you into Honda's defaults. From the factory, the doors lock automatically once you start driving. If you'd rather have them lock the moment you shift out of park, you can change that through the Vehicle Settings menu. Now go to Door Window Setup, then select Auto Door Lock, and choose what works best for you. You can do the same with unlocking behavior under Auto Door Unlock. Here, you can set the CRV to unlock when you shift into park, when the ignition turns off, the driver's door opens, or disable auto unlock altogether so the doors stay locked until you unlock them yourself. Simple, but one of those small tweaks that makes a CRV feel a lot more personal. There's more than one way to lock up your CRV. You can press the lock button on the key fob, or use the lock switch inside either front door. With Smart Entry, the CRV will beep if the key fob isn't detected nearby. Otherwise, it stays silent. You can also lock it by tapping the ridged section on the door handle while the fob is on you. Loading groceries in the back? Just press the lock button under the Honda badge on the tailgate. And if you want everything to happen automatically, the CRV offers Walk-Away Auto Lock. Turn the engine off, take the fob with you, close the doors, and simply walk away. The vehicle locks itself with a confirmation beep. This feature is off by default, but you can enable it through Vehicle Settings, Door Setup, Walk-Away Auto Lock. One important safety note. Walk-Away Auto Lock will not activate if a key fob is left inside, or if a door or the tailgate is open. However, if one fob is inside and you intentionally lock the vehicle using a second fob, the CRV will lock. But if your only key fob is inside and you press the lock button on the door, the CRV won't let you lock yourself out. Driving at night? Honda's Auto High Beam, standard on every CRV, quietly helps by switching between high and low beams for you, depending on traffic and surrounding light. A front-facing camera watches for headlights, taillights, and streetlights, giving you better visibility without blinding other drivers. To use it, just set the headlight stock to auto. The system works once you're driving above about 25 miles per hour. The headlights are in low beam, and it's dark with no vehicles detected ahead. When it's active, you'll see the A icon illuminate on the instrument cluster. Need to take control? Pull the lever toward you for a quick flash, or push it forward to keep the high beams on continuously. Doing either temporarily overrides auto high beam until you switch it back. Your Honda CRV can keep the headlights on after you shut the car off. Perfect if you park near a porch, driveway, or dark walkway and want a bit of extra light at night. From the factory, the headlights stay on for about 15 seconds, but you can change that behavior. If you'd rather have them turn off immediately when you shut the driver's door, or keep them on longer so you have more light, you can customize it. To adjust the timing, head into the touchscreen, Vehicle Settings, Lighting Setup, Headlight Auto Off Timer. Then choose the option that works best for you. Not a fan of the beeps or light flashes every time you lock or unlock your CRV? Honda lets you tone things down or turn them off completely. You can disable the confirmation light flashes when unlocking by going to Vehicle Settings, Door Window Setup, Keyless Lock Answer Back, and switching it off. If the door handle lights flashing bother you, head to Keyless Access Setup, Keyless Access Light Flash, and set it to off. And if it's the beep from the door handles you want gone, stay in that same menu and turn off Keyless Access Beep. Resetting the tire pressure system on your CRV is easy, and it's all done through the touchscreen. Go to Vehicle Settings, then TPMS Calibration, Calibrate, and the warning light clears. Quick heads up, cold weather can drop tire pressure, so that light might come on after a chilly night. But if it comes back shortly after calibration, you may have a slow leak and should get it checked. And unlike larger Hondas like the Pilot or Ridgeline, the CRV still doesn't show individual tire pressures, just a single warning light when something's off. To see when your next oil change is due, use the left steering wheel roller to scroll to the maintenance screen in the instrument cluster. Oil life is shown as a percentage. 100% means fresh oil, and 15% or less triggers a service reminder. If your mechanic forgets to reset it after an oil change, or any other service, no worries. Just go to Vehicle Settings, Maintenance Info on the last page, select the service, and reset it. To reset Trip A or Trip B, head to the fuel range screen on your instrument display. You'll see Trip A and Trip B listed at the very bottom. Use the steering wheel roller, scroll up or down to highlight the trip you want to reset. Press the roller, confirm the selection, and you're done. Finally, if you go to the trip computer on your display and open Trip Computer, then Settings, you can set Trip A or Trip B to reset automatically. For example, you can have it reset every time you fully refuel your CRV, or every time you turn the car off. This is especially useful if you're using your CRV for work, deliveries, or tracking mileage more accurately. Got more Honda CRV tips of your own? Drop them in the comments below, and be sure to check out the next video. It's a tips and tricks guide on the 2026 CRV, and I'll show you what's different on the new model.